I'll turn it up. Yeah. So I'm gonna celebrate the 11th anniversary of the Californication album by talking about it and how much it means to me. Um, I have 7 of the 9 Red Hot Chili Peppers albums. Um, so out of those, this probably means a lot to me because um, when I would wake up for school, um, Around the World or Purple Stain would always wake me up, and I'd be happy for the rest of the day because those songs would be ingrained, and most of the times, like, I break out in song in school in the hallways and sing. So I tried my best not to sing Purple Stain, or Sir Psycho Sexy. Good God, that would have gotten me in a lot of trouble. So I try my best not to sing um, Purple Stain or any of those songs. So I always ran or walked through the halls singing A Million Miles of Water or Scar Tissue or sometimes Parallel Universe. It always changed. I was like an iPod shuffle for like each day or each time we would switch classes. I would sing a lyric from any song in the Chili Peppers catalog. And when I was just getting into them, when I was just getting into Californication, I would sing Californication or This Velvet Glove, and a lot of people knew Californication. Most people knew Danny California, but a lot of people didn't know Californication. But when they heard me sing This Velvet Glove, they thought, "What's that? That's not Chili Peppers." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It's This Velvet Glove." And they're like, "Huh? But that doesn't sound Chili Peppers." And I'm like, just because it doesn't sound like anything from Stadium Arcadium doesn't mean that it's not Red Hot Chili Peppers. Because as a lot of people know, Anthony Kiedis is a good lyricist, great lyricist, in my opinion. And he did a great job with the lyrics for some of these songs. Like, it just shows that he's maturing as a person and an artist. And it shows that John came back strong. And the band, and it surprises me that it like took 2 weeks to like record. So this album just shows how grown up they are, as well as By the Way and Stadium Arcadium. But Californication definitely did show that they could come back from One Hot Minute, and I'll talk about it later. But I think that One Hot Minute was definitely underrated. But anyway, Californication. Um, at one point in my fandom of the Chili Peppers, I would always talk about how how the albums came to be, and sometimes I would catch myself about to break down, just or like slightly like sniffle because to me it was somehow emotional. Um, the making of this album, and especially one of the songs, Scar Tissue, is just amazing. When I first heard John play that beginning that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And this especially happened to me with This Velvet Glove. I cried because it was so beautiful, and I think I'm like gonna cry now, but I'll try not to. Um, but you can tell that they are recovering from everything, that they can rise above everything. And this album, it taught me that just because you went through the toughest shit ever, like from something as minor as like breaking a bone or major as drug addiction or losing a best friend, you can you can recover and you can be the best you can be. That's what Scar Tissue and like the whole Californication album taught me. Plus the music videos for the songs on the Californication album were amazing. Um, I love the Scar Tissue video because it fits with the song. Like they're wounded, um, they're wounded, and it shows the damage they've taken, especially John and Anthony and Flea, because during the One Hot Minute era, he was going through a divorce with his wife and his first wife, and he lost his two friends, River Phoenix and Kurt Cobain, and it just the wounds, especially with Anthony and John, with their drug addictions at that time, especially John. I mean, he was living in squalid conditions, and I think at one point, um, his house burned down, right? So, and he has the scars to prove it. The scar tissue on his arms, from like the flames, I believe. And they're driving to find a place for shelter to heal their wounds, but um, unbeknownst to them, their wounds are healing by just making music, just doing what they love to do, and by inspiring people. I mean, by listening to By the Way, I feel inspired to smile, even when I'm going through some tough shit. And when I listen to Californication, depending on the songs, I cry because they're beautiful or because it hits me, like really, really hits me hard, or just inspires me to act silly and write silly poems. And in fact, all the music of the Red Hot Chili Peppers just lets me be creative. Well, not lets me, but inspires me to be creative. And overall, I think the Californication album is just amazing. And I feel that if I ever have kids, I would pass this album down to them when they're 12 and let them listen to it. And if they don't like it, that's okay because they'll have their bands, I'll still have my Peppers, and we'll all be happy. I mean, even if, like, the Peppers break up right now, we'll still have the music, which is, like, the most important. And especially Californication and Blood Sugar, all 9, soon to be 10 of their albums. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. And, if you have anything to say about the Californication album and how much it means to you, um, leave a video response or a comment. Have a good rest of the day.